What a green day in the stock market today, guys. This is freaking insane. We have the S&P up 2%. We have the NASDAQ and the Russell up 2.7% each. The Dow's up 1.5% as the VIX is down almost 10%. So we got to break down the markets in this video. Sit back, relax, take a sip of your water, hit that like button, and get your 10 stocks from Moomoo with a $100 deposit. Each of those could be up to $2,500. And you could also get your 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. All those free stocks are linked down below, and just know all those links down below help out the channel, guys. I appreciate you as always. So cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So it's about 2:15 p.m. right now on the East Coast, and like I said, we are up all across the board. The VIX is now down under 20. Let's pull that up and start off today's video with that. We've talked about how the range here on the VIX has been 20 over the past couple of months, at least throughout the course of this year. The range has been between, 20 on the VIX up towards, 35 towards 40 on the VIX. And right now, we're clearly under 20. Like I said, we're at 1960 right now on the VIX. This is down about 10% as I'm filming this, and it looks like it's heading towards where it was back in the beginning of, it looks like, when was this? The end of March, beginning of April, when the VIX was right around 18, 19. And if the VIX is able to get under that, if it starts getting down towards 15, 16, that is when I'm going to be like, okay, we need to see some sort of, even here, I'm like, the VIX is getting a little bit low. I'm going to be like, we need to see some sort of maybe pullback in the overall markets, something like that, right? Because the VIX has just been down for way too long at this point, and it could keep going down, but if it starts going to 15, 16, that's where I'm gonna think there could be some sort of reversal, at least in the short term, right? So what do you guys think about that? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and just look at SPY. SPY at this point, there's no doubt about it, the way it's setting up, it could break out even further. We're now taking out the highs barely, but we are from, when was this? The beginning of June into the middle of June. We're taking out those highs, 418, 419. Now, if we start running up towards this next gap, which is at about 430, that'd be the, the next leg up, I'd say. That'd be the ascending triangle playing out, which we've called out. And then if we break out of 430, that's where we're going to see probably the VIX get really, down probably towards the 17, 18 range. At least that's what I'm thinking, right? If we start moving, past 430, and if we get that blow-off top rally towards the mid-400s, which is possible the way things are setting up right now, there'd be, at that point, we need to see some sort of pullback. And who knows? We might not even get up there, guys. I don't want to say we probably won't, but we'll see, in my opinion, probably a pullback before we get to 450. But just keep an eye. What I'm trying to say here is keep an eye on the low VIX, and just see what the VIX has done in the past couple of months during, or, as it's been at these levels. So let's see triple Q. I think this one is under a big resistance still. Actually, no. Well, it broke out of the resistance from the beginning of June. We did that a couple of days ago. We've been known that. That was at 316. We're well above that. Now we're fighting with the highs from, I'm not sure if you guys can tell here, but we're fighting with the highs from the past couple of days here and the end of last week. Those highs were right around 325, 326, right where we are right now. You guys can see that is where triple Q is. So if we take out, I'm going to set my alert right now, mark is that we're above 326.50. If this could break on triple Q, we clear those highs, I think we're going to go to the next gap here, which is at, last I remember, 330. Let me double check that, though. Yeah, right around 330. That was the high from end of April, early May. Then if 330 were to break, 335, 340 beyond, that's where it could be going. That would be the blow-off top rally on triple Q, where I'd be like, okay, VIX is going to be very low at that point. We need to see some sort of pullback there. So the way things are setting up, triple Q's up 2.5%. We might get that blow-off top rally, but keep in mind what comes after. Usually what comes after that, a cool-off, selling, profit taking, all that stuff. So what do you guys think about the markets? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And if you haven't done so already, hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps me out overall in the YouTube algorithm, and I appreciate all you guys, each and every one of you watching these videos. So let's look at the watch list. Like I said in the intro, everything on my watch list, I mean, we do have a couple red, but for the most part here, everything is green. The red stocks on the flip side are JD.com, Merck, Beyond Meat, which has been up a lot, so it's fine that one's red. Las Vegas Sands, and we have Tyson Foods. So other than those 4 or 5 that I just mentioned, we're up. All these stocks on my watch list are up. Let's just put it that way. We have CCL today up 10%. And what you notice, guys, and if you're a beginner in the stock market, you might not know this, but if you're a little bit more seasoned or you've been following the markets for a while, you know that whenever we get a big green day overall, sure, large caps crush it, but a lot of the time, the most green stocks out there are the smaller ones that have been beaten down more than the large caps during the sell-off. Because as the sell-off has occurred, the bear market, that's playing out right now has occurred. Stocks have gotten hit, but some have got hit more than others. The small caps have gotten hit more than the large caps. So that means on the green days, it works in reverse, right? On red days, large caps for the most part hold up more than small caps, but on the green days, sure, large caps go up, but small caps go up even more. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So in this case, the smaller beaten down stocks are doing well. Shopify's up 9.5%, CCL's up 10%, Square's up 9%, Snowflake's up 8%, JWN Nordstrom's up 7%, CrowdStrike 7%, SoFi 6%, DraftKings another 6%. So you guys know what I mean. Chewy, even Meta's not a small company by any means. This is a big tech. Meta's crushing it today. This is up 5.5%. Let me pull up that chart, actually, and we'll take a look at this. You guys know Meta throughout this entire bear market. Meta's been a stock that I've been buying, and I'm going to hold on to it for a couple of years. For those that are wondering, if you didn't know that, that's what I'm doing. That's my plan. I feel like Meta at this point is very undervalued. It's probably, out of the big tech names, I've said this before, I'll say it again, I think it's the most undervalued one. Really, more undervalued. Way more undervalued than something like an Amazon and Apple for sure. I think Apple's still frothy as heck right here, guys, especially now that it's back in the 160s after this run-up. I think it's frothy. But looking at Meta, not frothy at all. It's the opposite. I think it's way too beaten down. People are losing hope, and that's when I want to get in. When I see a stock that is, the fundamentals for the most part are still intact. Sure, there could be shifts ahead, changes, but for the most part, management team still there. It's the fundamentals are still pretty much the same, right? We have the metaverse now. Things are changing a little bit, so people are jumping ship. That's when I want to get in. That's when I want to look at it and be like, all right, is this a trap or is this an opportunity? And I feel like this transition phase Meta's in right now, I think it's an opportunity, at least for me. And I'm willing to take the risk, and I'm in this for, again, 3, 5, even more than that, years out. And, even at these levels, you could argue it's a decent deal. But for me, I was buying a lot in the 150s, 60s, 70s. Now we're back in the 170s. And if it comes back, let's say this bear market continues, which is totally possible, guys. I might make a video on that soon. If this comes back to the 150s again, under that, I will be buying more Meta. And again, for the 5th time, it is a long-term hold for me. What do you guys think? Do you own Meta? Let me know. Do you guys own Meta? I got a comment recently, actually. I forget exactly what it said, but I think it said they sold Meta or something like that. I have to look back into it. But yeah, Meta is up today. Big day, 5.5%. And if you're a technical trader, what we're looking at here on Meta is we're at the top of the channel now. 180 is where there could be selling pressure, so maybe that's why that person in that comment I just mentioned sold out. It makes complete sense. If you're looking at this technically, I feel like we could sell off at 180 for sure. But if we do plow through that, and especially past the highs from the end of July being about 185, this might rip even higher. Even though it's overbought rather on the RSI. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts on Meta. Let's see what else is moving up here. Chewy is up almost to $50 a share. Let's take a look at that. CHWY. This is breaking out of the $47 level. We talked about that recently. Broke out of that. And now it looks like it wants to go, in my opinion, to the $52 high from the beginning of April. Or actually, no, that was in the end of March. We hit about $52. Then we cratered down to 22. I think now that we cracked above 46, 48, 52's next. After that, 54.50 could be right around the corner. And mind you, if we do hit these marks, it's probably going to be overbought Be careful. Trade at your own risk, guys, as always. And what else do we have? PayPal's pushing $100 a share. And this is another one. Kind of what I said with Meta. I've talked about PayPal a lot on the channel. This is one that I think is going through a transition. I've been a customer. I love PayPal. I love the product. I love the service, whatever you want to call it. And I feel like it's a good deal. Maybe not so much now as it was a couple of weeks ago. It's run up a lot now. It's almost at $100. It was at 67. But when it was in the 80s, 70s, 60s, that was a phenomenal deal. And if it gets back down there, I'm going to buy more PayPal. Last I bought, it was in the low 70s? I forget exactly. It wasn't recent. I mean, it was a couple of weeks ago. I know I bought in the low 80s. I think I bought more in the 70s. And, this is one that if it gets back down there, like I said, I will be buying. And this is one that I'm holding for 3-5 years. When it comes to, businesses out there, payment provider or payment processing, right? PayPal's the best. I love them. I've been using them for a long time when they were with eBay. Now they're no longer with eBay, obviously. I've been using them for a while. I think they're great. And the numbers are good as well. It's not just because I like them I'm buying the stock. I think the numbers are pretty decent as well. So that's what's going down today. A lot of green, a lot of green. Make sure you guys subscribe because later in the day I'm going to break down how the last hour and a half went of the session. It's currently 2:30. We got a little bit left here. And you guys know the last hour and a half, it gets crazy. Let's just put it at that. Let's just leave it at that. So if you all found value, hit the like button. Again, make sure to subscribe. Join my Patreon if you want all my buy, sells, call outs. That's linked down below. Morning videos, more access to me throughout the day. And do not forget to get your 10 stocks from Moomoo with a $100 deposit and your 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. All those are linked down below. And with that being said, guys, I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.